I woke up to my mother hovering over me with scissors. Half my hair was already gone. "What are you doing?" She smiled. "Your sister's wedding is tomorrow. You can't look better than her." My sister was filming and laughing. I grabbed my phone and recorded them back. That video got 2 million views by morning. I woke up to the cold press of metal against my scalp and my mother's face hovering 6 inches above mine. Scissors in hand, chunks of my hair scattered across the pillow like autumn leaves. "What are you doing?" My voice came out groggy, confused, still half trapped in whatever dream I'd been having before the nightmare started. She smiled. Not a concerned smile, not an apologetic smile, the satisfied smile of someone who'd just solved a problem. "Your sister's wedding is tomorrow. You can't look better than her." I felt the weight of what was missing before I fully understood what had happened. 3 years of growth, 3 years of careful maintenance, expensive conditioners, protective styles, patience, gone. I could feel the uneven patches where the scissors had chopped through, some sections so close to my scalp that cool air touched skin. My sister Megan was standing in the doorway of my childhood bedroom, phone raised, filming and giggling like this was just content for her Instagram stories. Like mutilating someone while they slept was hilarious. Like I was the punchline to a joke everyone was in on except me. "Oh my God, you should see your face right now," Megan laughed. "This is gold." I didn't scream, didn't cry, didn't do any of the things they were probably expecting. The dramatic reaction they could later use to paint me as hysterical and oversensitive. Instead, I slowly reached for my phone on the nightstand, hit record. "Say that again, Mom," for the camera. Her expression shifted instantly, like a mask slipping. The smile disappeared. The satisfied smugness evaporated into something harder, more dangerous. "Put that down right now, Grace." "No, you just cut my hair while I was unconscious. I want you to explain why." "I said put it down. You were explaining how I can't look better than Megan at her wedding. Please continue." Megan lowered her own phone, finally sensing that something had shifted, that the dynamic she'd been counting on, the one where I absorbed whatever abuse they dished out and stayed quiet, wasn't going to hold. "Oh my God, it's just a joke. You're being so dramatic. It'll grow back. A joke is a prank that everyone laughs at," I said, keeping my voice steady even though my hands wanted to shake. "This is assault. You touched my body without consent while I was sleeping." Mom set down the scissors on my dresser. They made a small clicking sound that I would remember for the rest of my life. "You're being ridiculous. Family doesn't press charges over haircuts." I got up without another word, walked past both of them to the bathroom, and filmed the damage in the mirror. What I saw made my stomach drop. Choppy, uneven chunks missing from the entire left side of my head. Some sections were cut so close to the scalp you could see pink skin through the stubble. The right side was mostly intact. Apparently I'd woken up before she finished, creating a grotesque asymmetry that looked like someone had attacked me with garden shears. Because someone had. I filmed it all. The patches, the length differences, the spots where she'd gotten so close she'd nicked my scalp, tiny beads of blood visible in the bathroom light. I filmed my own face, the shock, the betrayal, the anger I was barely containing. Then I went back to my room, packed my bag in silence while they watched, and walked out of my parents' house at 2:47 a.m. without saying a word. I never went back. I'm Grace Chen, 24 years old, and I'd been the family disappointment since I was old enough to be compared to my sister. Megan was 2 years older, and from the moment I was born, I existed in her shadow. She was the beautiful one. That's what our mother always said, like it was an objective fact rather than a devastating choice. Megan had our mother's features, her bone structure, her effortless grace. I looked more like our father's side of the family, which apparently made me less valuable in our mother's eyes. Growing up, the comparisons were constant and cruel. Megan got the better clothes, the better bedroom, the better opportunities. When she wanted dance lessons, Mom drove her to classes 3 times a week. When I wanted to learn piano, Mom said it was too expensive, even though Megan's dance tuition was twice as much. "Megan has a gift," Mom would explain. "You're more practical." Practical, the consolation prize adjective. By high school, I'd learned to make myself small, to dress down, to avoid situations where I might accidentally draw attention away from Megan, to exist in the margins of our family photo, always slightly behind, always slightly out of focus. But here's the thing about growing up invisible. You learn to observe. You learn how the game works even if you're not allowed to play. I'd moved out at 18, put myself through community college, transferred to state, and graduated with a degree in marketing. I'd started creating content on social media 2 years ago, not because I had some burning desire for fame, but because I understood algorithms. I understood audience psychology. I understood how stories spread. My following wasn't huge, about 47,000 across platforms, mostly marketing-adjacent content, tips about branding and digital presence, practical stuff, the kind of content that builds slowly, steadily, without much drama. But I understood what went viral. I understood the mechanics of attention. And at 2:47 a.m., walking out of my parents' house with half my hair missing, I understood exactly what I was going to do. I drove to my apartment, filmed a final video documenting the damage under proper lighting, and then I sat down at my computer. I edited the footage together, not dramatically. No sad music, no tearful narration, no begging for sympathy. Just Just the facts, presented cleanly. Clip 1. My mother's face as she said, "Your sister's wedding is tomorrow. You can't look better than her." Clip 2. Megan in the doorway, filming and laughing, saying, "This is gold." Clip 3. The bathroom mirror, showing the destruction. Clip 4. Me, looking directly at the camera, voice steady. My mother cut my hair while I slept, so I wouldn't look better than my sister at her wedding tomorrow. This is what I woke up to. No commentary, no interpretation, just the raw truth. I posted it at 3:34 a.m. across every platform I had access to. Then I turned off my phone and went to sleep. When I woke up at 8 a.m., my phone had crashed twice trying to load all the notifications. The video had 2 million views by 9 a.m. By noon, it was at 5 million. I'd gone viral before. Once, a video about marketing psychology had hit 200,000 views, and I'd thought that was big. This was different. This was the kind of viral that changes your life, whether you want it to or not. People had found everything. That's the thing about the internet. Once it decides to care, it really cares. They'd found Megan's wedding registry, her venue, her photographer's business page, her florist, the hotel where the reception was supposed to be held. The venue started getting flooded with one-star reviews from strangers, despite having nothing to do with what happened. "I will never hold an event at a location that supports family abuse," one review said, which was completely unfair to the venue, but impossible to stop. Her photographer, a woman named Sandra Chen, no relation, who ran a small portrait studio in our hometown, posted a statement by 11 a.m. After careful consideration and review of recent events involving a client, Chen Photography has decided we are no longer affiliated with the Henderson Miller wedding. We wish all parties the best, but cannot in good conscience continue our professional relationship. Sandra told me later, after everything died down, that she'd been getting threatening messages and had worried about her other clients finding out she was photographing the sister who laughed while her mom assaulted someone. She felt terrible about backing out, but she had a business to protect. I understood. I didn't blame her. 3 of Megan's bridesmaids publicly dropped out by 2 p.m., posting screenshots of their group chat where Megan had been laughing about my video and calling me pathetic and attention-seeking. "We thought it was a joke when she told us about cutting Grace's hair," one of them wrote. "Now we've seen the video. We can't support this." The internet had decided Megan was the villain. And once the internet decides something, there's no putting that genie back in the bottle. Mom called me 17 times that morning. I declined every single one. Dad called once at 1:23 p.m. I answered. "Grace," his voice was tired, strained. "Your mother is hysterical. Megan's wedding is falling apart. Half the guests have canceled. The venue is threatening to pull out. Are you happy now? Is this what you wanted? Dad, did you see what she did to me?" Silence. "Did you even watch the video? Did you see what I looked like?" More silence. I could hear him breathing, hear the sounds of chaos in the background. Mom crying, someone else talking rapidly. "I saw it," he finally said, "but she's your mother, and tomorrow is your sister's big day. Couldn't you have handled this privately? Did you have to put it on the internet for the whole world to see?" "She filmed it first, Dad. She and Megan were both filming it. They were going to post it themselves. They were laughing about it being content. They just didn't expect me to beat them to it. That's different." "How? How is it different? When they film me being humiliated, it's funny. When I show people what they did to me, it's sabotage?" He didn't have an answer for that. "I'm your daughter too," I said, and I hated how my voice cracked on the words. "I'm your daughter too, and you've never once protected me from them. Not once in 24 years. He hung up. I sat there for a long time, holding my phone, wondering why I'd expected anything different. Megan finally texted me around 3 p.m. "You ruined the most important day of my life. I hope you're proud of yourself. You've always been jealous of me, and now you've finally shown everyone what kind of person you really are. I will never forgive you for this." I read it 3 times. The audacity of it, the complete lack of self-awareness. She'd watched our mother assault me in my sleep, laughed about it, filmed it for entertainment, and I was the villain. I typed back, "You were laughing while Mom assaulted me in my sleep. I just let people see who you really are. That's not revenge. That's just the truth." She didn't respond. The wedding still happened. I learned about it afterward, pieced together from relatives who attended and strangers who'd somehow gotten inside information and posted about it online. 12 guests showed up instead of the expected 87. The venue had canceled at midnight, citing security concerns after someone posted the address online and made vague threats. My parents had scrambled to move everything to their backyard, setting up folding chairs and a borrowed canopy at 6 a.m. No professional photographer, no DJ, no caterer. They'd canceled too, afraid of the association. A cousin filmed the ceremony on his iPhone. The food was whatever my mother could throw together from the grocery store at the last minute. The biggest drama happened at the altar. Tyler Miller, Megan's fiancé, now husband, apparently had no idea any of this had happened until guests started canceling, and his phone started blowing up with messages from friends asking if he knew what his future wife had done. He confronted her right there, in front of the remaining guests, asking if the video was real. She admitted it was. My cousin Jamie told me later that Tyler just stood there for a long moment, processing, that you could see him calculating something behind his eyes, that everyone expected him to walk away. He didn't. They still got married. But Jamie said he was pretty quiet through the whole reception, barely looked at Megan, left early, claiming a headache. I think about that sometimes. About what kind of person marries someone 2 hours after learning they helped assault their sister. About whether he decided the sunk costs were too high, or whether he genuinely didn't care, or whether he was in shock and just going through the motions. I guess I'll never know. I spent that Saturday at the nicest salon in the city, a place I'd never been able to afford before, but which had reached out through Instagram offering me a free appointment. The stylist's name was Michelle Tran, 23 years in the business, owner of Tran's Studio, semi-famous for working with local celebrities and social media influencers. She'd seen my video like everyone else and had DM'd me at 7 a.m. "I'm so sorry this happened to you. Please come in today. I'll fix it for free. You deserve to feel beautiful." When she saw my hair in person, she actually gasped. "Oh honey, oh no, they really did a number on you. Can you fix it?" She studied the damage, turning my head gently this way and that, assessing the situation. "I can work with this. It's going to have to be short, but short can be stunning. Do you trust me?" I did. Somehow I did. 3 hours later, I walked out with a pixie cut that somehow looked better than my old style had. Michelle had shaped it to my face, added subtle layers that drew attention to my eyes, made the asymmetry look intentional and edgy rather than mutilated. "You have beautiful bone structure," she said as I stared at my reflection. "I don't know why anyone would want to hide that." I cried then, finally cried, not because of the hair, but because a stranger had shown me more kindness in one morning than my mother had in 24 years. Michelle refused to charge me anything. She did ask if she could post about the transformation on her business page, and I agreed. That video got another 3 million views. Her booking calendar filled up for 6 months. Something good came out of something terrible. I try to remember that. 2 weeks later, Mom showed up at my apartment. No warning, just appeared at my door at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, looking like she hadn't slept since the wedding. "Grace, please, can we talk?" I stood in the doorway, not letting her in. "About what?" "I made a mistake. I got caught up in making everything perfect for your sister. I wasn't thinking. The pressure, the stress, you know how I get before big events. You were thinking clearly enough to wait until I was asleep. I was worried you'd wake up and stop me if I tried while you were conscious." She said it like this was a reasonable explanation, like the premeditation made it better rather than worse. "Mom, do you hear yourself? You're describing assault. You're describing deliberately waiting until I couldn't defend myself. It was just hair. It was my body, my autonomy, my choice. You took that from me because you cared more about how pictures would look than about treating me like a human being." She started crying, the tears she probably thought would fix everything, the tears that had always worked on Dad, on relatives, on anyone who dared to criticize her. "I want to fix this," she said through the tears. "I want us to be a family again. Megan's not speaking to me either. Tyler's barely speaking to Megan. Everything's falling apart. Please, Grace, tell me what I can do." I looked at this woman who'd given birth to me, raised me, and never once seen me as anything more than a supporting character in my sister's story. This woman who'd cut my hair while I slept and smiled about it, who'd made me feel ugly and worthless and small for as long as I could remember. "You can't fix this," I said. "Hair grows back. Trust doesn't." She left crying. Part of me felt guilty, the part that had been trained since childhood to manage her emotions, to make her feel better, to prioritize her comfort over my own well-being. A bigger part of me felt free. Megan never apologized, not once. She blocked me on every platform, blocked my phone number, sent a mass email to extended family explaining that I had sabotaged her wedding over a minor prank, and proven once and for all that she has serious mental health issues. Some of them believed her. Aunt Carol sent me a lecture about family loyalty and forgiveness. Uncle Robert left a voicemail saying I should be ashamed of myself for airing private matters in public, but most of them didn't buy it. Not after seeing the video, not after watching Megan laugh while our mother stood over me with scissors. The footage was too clear, too damning, too impossible to spin. "That woman cut your hair while you slept," my grandmother said when she called. She was 83 years old, didn't understand social media, had only seen the video because someone had shown it to her on their phone. "I raised your mother better than that, or I thought I did." She apologized on behalf of the family. It meant something. Dad sends me texts sometimes, weather updates, sports scores, a photo of the garden every spring. Never mentions Mom or Megan, never asks about my life or acknowledges what happened. I think that's his version of choosing a side without admitting it. He can't bring himself to defend me publicly, but he also can't pretend I don't exist. So he sends weather updates, and I respond with generic pleasantries, and we both pretend this is a normal father-daughter relationship. It's not, but it's something. The video hit 11 million views before I eventually took it down. I didn't need it anymore. Everyone who needed to see it had seen it. The story had been told. Taking it down wasn't about protecting anyone, not Mom, not Megan, but about reclaiming my own narrative. I didn't want to be the girl whose mother cut her hair forever. I wanted to be Grace again. Just Grace. My following had grown to over 400,000 across platforms. I'd been approached by lawyers about a potential assault case. I'd gotten interview requests from national news outlets. I'd even been offered a book deal, a story about surviving family narcissism, the publisher called it. I turned most of it down, not because I was ashamed, but because I didn't want to build my life life around my worst moment. I'd shared the truth because the truth deserved to be shared. That was enough. I did take on a few consulting clients who found me through the viral moment. Brands and creators who wanted advice on crisis management, on authenticity, on what to do when something unexpected blows up your life. That felt right. Taking something terrible and turning it into something useful. My hair grew back, slowly. It's past my shoulders again now, 3 years later. Sometimes I think about cutting it short again. Michelle's pixie cut really did suit me, but something stops me every time. I think I'm still growing. Sometimes people ask if I regret posting the video, if I feel bad about what happened to the wedding, if I wish I'd handled things privately. I don't, not even a little bit. Here's what I've learned. When someone records you at your most vulnerable and laughs about it, they're counting on your silence. They're counting on the social contract that says family matters stay private, that image matters more than truth, that victims should absorb their abuse quietly to avoid making things awkward. I broke that contract. I showed people exactly who my mother and sister were, in their own words, in their own actions. That's not revenge. That's just the truth finding its audience. And sometimes the truth is loud. Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes the truth brings down a wedding. But the truth is still the truth. Last Christmas, I got a card from Tyler, Megan's husband. Just a card, nothing else, with a short handwritten note inside. Grace, I should have walked away that day. I know that now. I stayed because I was overwhelmed and I thought I was in too deep. That was wrong. I'm sorry I didn't stand up for you. I'm sorry I married someone who could do what she did and laugh about it. I'm in the process of filing for divorce. You were brave. I wasn't. I should have been. Tyler. I read it several times. I don't know why he sent it. Maybe he needed absolution. Maybe he needed to tell someone. Maybe he'd just finally realized what he'd married into and was looking for witnesses to his escape. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. His journey was his own. But I kept the card, filed it away with the screenshots and the documentation and all the other evidence of what my family was capable of, not because I'm planning anything, just because I've learned that the truth, once captured, becomes armor, and I don't intend to be unprotected again. My mother cut my hair while I slept because she was afraid I'd look better than my sister. She was right to be afraid, not because of how I looked, that never mattered as much as she thought it did, but because I'd spent 24 years learning who they really were, learning how to be quiet and observant and patient, learning that sometimes the best response to cruelty isn't to fight back in the moment, but to record it, document it, and let the truth speak for itself. They thought I was the weak one, the practical one, the one who would absorb whatever they dished out and keep coming back for more. They were wrong. I didn't need to destroy them. I didn't need revenge or legal action or any of the dramatic confrontations people always expect. I just needed to show the world exactly who they were. The rest took care of itself.